it's been a while since I've done a video. I'm aware, a proper one. I obviously have done a live stream talking about Thunderbolts, but I thought, let's get back on the wagon. Let's do some proper videos, and what better one to start with than a ranking for every Mission Impossible movie, okay? Because Mission Impossible, I've done a video where I talk about my favourite franchises, and this is possibly one of my favourite franchises. The new one, as of recording this bit, I'm seeing tomorrow. So I'm excited to see how it ends. I'm excited to see how they land the finish. And yeah, I just want to talk a bit about my favourite movies. So yeah, let's rank the Mission Impossible movies. This will include the new one as well, because I will be seeing it tomorrow. So I will then be editing in when it gets to the moment of truth where I fall and where I put this new movie in my ranking. It will cut to future Soph who'd already seen it. So it's going to have every one of them in. Let's go. So, Mission Impossible 2 has a 2 stars. Now, this is the only one out of the franchise that I just do not really enjoy. I think it's very corny and cheesy, and I know the whole franchise is pretty cheesy, but this one it's very dated. It's very 2000s. The cuts, the editing, it's just very jarring. I find where the franchise is very cheesy in an endearing way, this to me was quite an annoying, grating way. Like, they deliberately tried to be cheesy without actually having any sort of endearing qualities to it. And yeah, I just did not really enjoy my time with this movie. I've only seen it twice. I saw it the first time when I was very little, and then rewatching these movies for the new one, I saw it again, and it hasn't changed. I said in my review on Letterboxd that I gave it 2 stars for the soundtrack, because it has Limp Bizkit and it has Metallica, and I mean, come on, Limp Bizkit, Metallica, what more could you ask for? Hello, it is Soph from the future. That is right, I am here just after getting home from watching Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Ignore this stain down here. I may be 28 years old, but I still miss this big old mouth when I am drinking, so I got stuff on me. But yes, anyway, Soph from the future here, and unfortunately you are seeing this early on in the video, which means it did not do very well for me. That is right, Mission Impossible Final Reckoning has come in with a score of 2.5 out of 5. So, what happened to Final Reckoning? I was so excited for this movie. I was really excited. I was, I'm someone that really enjoys these movies. The second one, like I said, don't enjoy it very much, but everyone else I just have fun with. But this movie just felt like a completely different movie from the rest of the franchise. This movie was just a mess. It was 2 hours, about 2 hours, 45 minutes, and 2 hours of that, nothing happened. Like, the plot didn't go anywhere. They were really just like recapping the story, like the events of the past movies to you, which I guess maybe they thought they had to do because they thought maybe the average moviegoer hadn't seen the others. That's up to them to watch it. It's not up to you to basically recap everything that happens in these movies. And it felt like we were treated like an idiot, fans of the franchise, because we'd seen all this stuff, and they just kind of wasted our time. I felt it wasted my time. Nothing really happened. They sprinkled some cool moments in, some cool set pieces, but the actual story, like plot-wise, it took until the final 45 minutes for it to actually go somewhere, and by that time, they were just, like, they rushed it, because they were like, oh shit, we got to tell the story, and they spent 2 hours doing nothing, and it felt like a very rushed end. Was the same because the final 45 minutes were the best part of the movie. You know, we got obviously the plane sequence in the final 45 minutes, which is, yes, I think that's worth a mission alone to go see it. I think if you're going to watch this movie, see it at the cinema just to get the full experience, because it is breathtaking, and you can't say anything wrong about like that. That is just amazing filmmaking, and Cruise doing what he does best. It's perfect. That bit's amazing. But it comes down to the other movies, even though they had some amazing set pieces, at the heart of it, the plot was very concise. The plot very much kind of wove in and out very nicely. It was edited very well. And you are just left feeling, okay, for the 2 hours that movie's on, you get your beginning, your middle, your end, and it all flows very nicely, and you feel cool. This movie just felt like they wanted to do a big farewell to the franchise by almost playing its greatest hits at the start, which would have been fine. It would have been fine if it was maybe for the first 10 to 15 minutes they were doing that. But it was getting to the point where each time they brought in a character that we had seen in another movie, they would do a recap of what happened. And it's like, we get it. We know. We are here to watch this movie because we enjoy this franchise. We know what happened with these characters. And it's just, it really stops the movie from going anywhere. And yeah, it just sucks. It really sucks. And I've never been more heartbroken to watch a movie and not like it. Who knows, maybe with repeat viewings it might get a bit better, but I just, as of right now, after coming out of the cinema and getting home, I just feel really there's really just lackluster about it, and felt like it culminated with the villain Gabriel, who is, you know, completely wasted. They completely forgot about him, and just like the repercussions in the other movies with regards to like Isla with Rebecca Ferguson, like nothing, there was no reasoning behind that. And yeah, it just felt very much like they didn't know what to do with ending it, and that sucks. But yeah, back to normal Soph. We have the original Mission Impossible with a 3 stars. Now, when I posted on my Instagram that I watched these and I've given them my ratings and my stars, a few people have been like, I can't believe you've only given the original one 3 stars. And I think what it is it's, I don't have the same fondness for it. I don't have the nostalgia for it. I didn't grow up with this movie. I watched this movie, a lot later in life, where it's already very dated, and I can see, the seeds, and just seeing how, Ethan Hunt is Ethan Hunt. I can appreciate that. I have more fun with this one than I do the second one. I think some of the set pieces are really, really cool. But yeah, I think with older movies like this, unless where it starts to kind of, the time starts to show on these movies, I find that if you don't really have a specific nostalgic fondness for it, it can kind of go down in how much you like it. And I think that's for me, because I didn't really have much fondness for this growing up. So it just, when I did watch it, obviously I watched it knowing that it was dated, and it just didn't hit for me. You get me. Okay, then we have Ghost Protocol with a 4 stars. Now, I'm going to get a lot of flack for putting Ghost Protocol down here as opposed to above Mission Impossible 3. But Ghost Protocol, I find that the story is very, very out there. All of these stories are very out there, let's be honest. There's nothing that's grounded in these movies at all. I love the addition of Jeremy Renner, William Brandt. I think Jeremy Renner has such a dry sense of humour that it pairs really nicely with this gang of people. I think obviously you got the Dubai set piece is just spectacular to watch. No matter whether you like these movies or not, like, you can't take away from the fact that the stuff it did in this movie is great. But I just find on repeat viewings, I find myself just falling away towards the latter half of the movie. I just find like it holds my attention the first half, but after that I get a little bit bored, and I just gets a little bit too far-fetched in the sense that where these movies get bigger and bigger and bigger, kind of more big things happen that kind of grab me and pull me in, whereas the ending to this one I didn't really care for very much. Nothing really pulled me in, so that's why it's here. And we have Mission Impossible 3 with a 4 stars. Now this is where I talked about nostalgia and having fondness for stuff growing up. This is my one. This was my first Mission Impossible movie I ever saw. This was the first one I saw, obviously, in cinemas. When it came out, it was 2006, so I would have been about, what, 7, 8? I was born 97, so 97, I was 9. Good math, Soph. So I was a little 9-year-old, and I was just blown away by what this movie did. It's got such great sequences. I love the bridge sequence. The bridge sequence is one of my all-time favorite movie sequences. I adore Philip Seymour Hoffman, and watching this movie, like, I love Philip Seymour Hoffman. He's such a fantastic actor. But I hadn't seen a lot of his work in a while. Like, I hadn't rewatched much of his stuff in a while. So this was the first time rewatching something of his for a good few years now. And it just hit me how much I miss him. He was such, it's so sad. He was such a good actor. And I loved just his portrayal of just someone that's so viciously evil, but with such a there's a calmness to him, the moment where they're kind of, Ethan has him tied the chair over the drop in the plane, and he's like cutting away at his restraints, and there's nothing showing on his face, and I love that so much. And yeah, this movie probably isn't the greatest story-wise. It's definitely not the greatest directed-wise. It's J.J. Abrams, and I'm not a massive fan of J.J. Abrams' directorial style. But this just holds a fond memory in my heart. And also, controversially, I think this is Ethan Hunt's best hair. There, I said it. Rogue Nation coming in with a 4.5 stars. Now, this movie was one that instantly had me gripped. I loved this movie from the start. When I first saw it, at the cinema, I just knew, like, wow, coming from Ghost Protocol, where I said, like, the latter half of the movie kind of lost me, and I was kind of getting a little bit bored in it. Instantly, this movie has me gripped. Again, some fantastic sequences. This is obviously Christopher McQuarrie's first entry directing a Mission Impossible movie, and you can tell, like, the style to it is so good. The motorbike sequence, with Isla, and it's just, it's so good. It's got such good source, as people say on Twitter, such movie source, and yeah, we got Rebecca Ferguson, who I adore. I love her character in this. I love her dynamic with Ethan. Like, I could watch them if they had like a spin-off of just those two together and getting up to no good. Like, I would watch it all day. They're so good. I love Sean Harris. He's so unassuming, and he's just such a creepy man. And the way, as the villain, you feel whenever he's on screen, you feel tense. You feel like he's so unpredictable. And yeah, it's just such a good movie, and one that, really showcases kind of where this franchise goes in the latter half of its entries, and I feel like it consistently has the same tone and style, and I really enjoy that. And we have Dead Reckoning, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning, and that's 4.5 stars as well. Now, this one's a grower. This movie's a grower, because when I first saw it, I wasn't too sure about it, because this was coming off the back of Fallout, which, as you can probably tell with the ranking, is my favourite, and it's a very different look into these characters, and it's a very different style with regards to, I know I just said that there also is a very different approach, and where Fallout is very punchy all throughout that movie. Like the movie, like Fallout is 2.5 hours long, but every 10 to 15 minutes there's like a big moment, it's a big set piece, whereas this, it kind of takes its time to build up to those big moments. And not that that's a bad thing, but when you go in expecting something, it can kind of be a bit of a shock to you. But rewatching it, like I think I really fell in love with it. I really enjoyed it. I loved the new aspects of it, the newcomers in it. You obviously got Haley Atwell, Pom Clementif, like badass women, and they're so cool. And I love kind of seeing I just love seeing them kind of like stake a claim in this franchise list late on in the entries, and just really cool how they integrate with everyone. The storyline as well, like it's a bit hard to get my head around. I'm a bit thick, so it's a little bit hard to get my head around, but like it got me there. Like it got me invested. I believed this stuff was happening. I'm ready for it to continue into the new movie. So it's not like it's like, oh, okay, cool, like I'm bored now, I want to go on to a separate storyline. Like I'm excited to see where it goes and concludes. And again, some of the great set pieces there. I love, obviously, you have the famous one where he's on the motorbike and he jumps off the cliff, the train. But I have a soft spot for like him in the little car going down. Is it Italy in the Italian streets? Like, I have a soft spot for car chases, and this movie delivered for me in car chases. So yeah, I really had a good time with this one. My favourite, Mission Impossible Fallout, 5 stars, and this is one of my favourite action movies out there. It's such a fantastic movie. The way that they pace this movie is perfect. Like, they know they've got a long movie, and they know that it's easy for people to kind of get bogged down in the exposition and the story of it all, waiting for these big moments. Because let's be honest, unless you're like a really big die-hard Mission Impossible fan, you're going there to see these big stunts, and it's easy to kind of fall into the category of, we'll put the stunts towards the end, work their way up to it. Whereas this movie doesn't. This movie instantly kicks it off with like a cool, moment, a cool kind of like shootout. Instantly you're put on your red alert, high stakes right at the door straight away. And then, like I said, every 15 to 20 minutes, like something big happens, whether it's the Halo jump, whether it's the bathroom fight, whether it's the exchange trying to get Sean Harris's character out of it, whether it's the driving through France, on like the motorcycle, escaping from the police, whether it's the running across the rooftops in London, the big fight in the helicopters, like the big fight as well between Henry Cavill and Tom Cruise on top of like the mountain, the cliff. Like every like 20 minutes there's something big happening, and it's so rewarding to watch that happen, because you are then like you're almost like treated like, well done, like you paid attention. And I feel like that's the way to go with some of these movies, because I took my mum to see Mission Impossible Fallout and Dead Reckoning, and she's not someone that's big into these movies. She doesn't really care about the story. She's just there to see Tom Cruise try to kill himself, because she's nice like that. And Fallout she had a lot more fun with than Dead Reckoning, because Dead Reckoning, again, is just it takes a while to get to these big moments, whereas Fallout, she was having a hell of a time. She was loving watching him jump around and throw himself through windows and stuff. So yeah, Fallout is just such a great movie. So there we go. That is my ranking. Obviously, Future Soph has popped up somewhere in the ranking, and I'm sure she will tell you as well a little bit about how I felt this franchise ended. But yeah, I love this franchise. Even with not so great entries, I still have fun, except for Mission Impossible 2, but I'll still laugh at it. It's like the ugly stepsister. It's like me. But yeah, I enjoy my time. What is your rankings for Mission Impossible? And are you happy that it's ending, or do you want to keep going? I personally can appreciate that it's ending. I think rather than running it into the ground, I think if they can end it on such a big, amazing thing, it'd be great. But at the same time, I'm going to be a bit sad to have not even try to kill himself again, because it's fun. It's fun to watch. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Hit me up on these socials as well. I'll be trying to get back to regular uploads. I'm not sure what's going on here. Might be some reviews, might be some cinema vlogs, might be some ranking videos, all this stuff. But yeah, so make sure you hit that subscribe button as well for the channel so you don't miss up on that stuff. But thank you so much for watching. I've been Sophia Margaritelli. This has been the place to be for your movie news, and I'll see you at the next video. Ciao, ciao. Bye for now.